My name is Nora Caldwell.
I'm 33, a surgical ICU nurse at Harborview Medical in Seattle. 5 months ago my grandmother Evelyn Evie Caldwell died in the same unit where I still clock every third weekend. She was the only person who never tallied what keeping me alive had cost. My father, Marshall Caldwell, kept score from the day surgeons repaired my hyperplastic left heart at 3 weeks old.
The final invoice was $241,000.
He reminded me of it every time I needed new glasses, wanted to try soccer, or asked for help with nursing school tuition. My mother vanished when I was 12. Marshall never let me forget I'd bankrupted her with endless co-pays. My older brother Ethan got private lacrosse coaching, a dependable Jeep at 18, and a blank check for law school. I got reminders, you already took more than we could afford. By 15 I was lifeguarding summers and tutoring algebra to buy my own textbooks. By 19 I signed my first private loan while Ethan moved into a downtown condo Marshall helped furnish. Evie never mentioned costs. Every Sunday I drove 4 to 5 minutes to her little craftsman bungalow in Bellevue. I pruned her lilacs, checked her A1C, sat on her wicker porch swing and listened to her stories about triage nursing in Vietnam. Near the end she gripped my wrist and whispered, "I've made sure you're covered, Nora. A man named Whitaker will reach you when it counts." I kissed her temple and blamed the morphine.
She was 8 to 9.
4 months later I was driving home after a 17-hour trauma shift. 4:51 a.m. Black ice on I-90. A cement truck jackknifed across 3 lanes. I don't remember impact, just the dashboard clock locked at 4:53. Severe TBI, 9 fractured ribs, grade IV splenic rupture, retroperitoneal bleed. Harborview trauma team rushed me to OR 5, my own unit. They needed damage control laparotomy, possible angioembolization, ICP monitoring.
Someone had to consent. My emergency contact was still Marshall Caldwell. He arrived at 6:07 a.m.
Not to the trauma bay. To patient financial services. The overnight supervisor later told me he asked one question, what's the ceiling if she needs the full workup? Answer, $241,000 to $320,000 out of pocket after insurance carve-outs.
Marshall didn't hesitate. She has no advance directive. I'm next of kin.
Do not resuscitate if it crashes. We can't keep bleeding money like this.
He signed the DNR at 3:58 a.m. His signature was steady.
My night charge nurse, Sophia Ramirez, 27 years in trauma, found my employee proxy form 41 minutes later. I'd named my closest friend and fellow nurse, Lena Torres, as healthcare agent 4 years earlier. Sophia called Lena at 4:39 a.m. Lena drove through sleet from Tacoma, revoked the DNR at 5:59 a.m., and authorized every intervention.
Surgery happened. I lived. Marshall went home believing I would be coded before sunrise. He never requested updates. He never returned. 7 days later he filed at the King County Recorder's office. Evie's craftsman bungalow in Bellevue, transferred to me alone 19 months before her death via enhanced life estate deed, was suddenly in his name. He'd used a durable power of attorney bearing my signature. I had never signed it. He closed on a $395,000 mortgage against it the following Monday. Funds disbursed Tuesday. The money didn't touch my hospital balance. It paid off offshore poker debts and cryptocurrency margin calls he'd concealed for 16 years. I woke on a Saturday. Sophia was at my bedside. She waited until the neuro fellow left. "Your father signed a DNR 5 weeks ago," she said. "Told the team you'd been a financial anchor since birth."
Lena overturned it.
I stared at the PCA pump. Counted the morphine drips until I could swallow. Sophia handed me my phone.
"Your grandmother left instructions. An attorney named Whitaker has been trying to reach you."
James Whitaker arrived Sunday morning.
Navy suit, quiet voice, worn briefcase. Evie had met him privately in 2021. She'd executed a new will, transferred the Bellevue bungalow to me via enhanced life estate, full ownership on her death, no probate contest, and funded a small irrevocable trust, $108000, for my future.
No other heirs named. She told Whitaker, "My son-in-law will try to claim it. Nora will need the paper trail."
Whitaker placed the folder on my overbed table. "Your father used a forged POA to record a deed transfer 4 weeks ago. He encumbered the property with a $395,000 mortgage 11 days later. The title insurer has been notified of the fraud claim. The loan is frozen pending investigation." I studied the documents, Evie's will, the life estate deed, the county recording, the mortgage instrument bearing my forged signature. How do we undo it?
I asked.
You don't undo it quietly, Whitaker said. You undo it where it will echo loudest. Sunday was the monthly community supper at Grace Community Church, the same church where Marshall had served as elder for 24 years. He led the prayer chain, organized the Christmas showbox drive, comforted the grieving. Everyone knew him as the steadfast father who'd given everything. I walked in at 12:08 p.m. gray cardigan, dark jeans, hair in a low knot.
My ribs still caught when I inhaled too deeply.
Whitaker followed 3 steps behind, briefcase in hand. The fellowship hall smelled of ham, green bean casserole, and cinnamon rolls. Long tables, folding chairs, paper plates.
About 170 people.
Marshall stood near the microphone stand, greeting members, playing the pillar.
He saw me.
His smile bloomed, practiced, paternal.
Harper.
Everyone, look who God brought back to us.
Heads turned. Applause rolled.
Someone said, "Thank you, Jesus." Another whispered, "She looks so pale."
Marshall opened his arms. I walked forward.
He hugged me, brief, performative. Then he stepped to the mic. "Many of you prayed for my daughter after her terrible crash.
The doctors gave us no hope, but the Lord had other plans.
Harper, would you share a word?"
I took the microphone. My palm was steady. Thank you, Dad. And thank you all for your prayers. I looked straight at him.
"But there's something you need to hear."
The room hushed.
5 weeks ago my father walked into Harborview Medical Center.
He didn't ask how I was. He asked how much keeping me alive would cost.
When they told him $241,000 to $320,000 out of pocket, he said, exact words from the hospital incident report, "Let her go.
We won't pay for the surgery.
She's been a financial weight since childhood." Then he signed a do not resuscitate order.
Gasps.
A serving spoon clattered. Marshall's smile locked in place. "I'm alive because my friend Lena Torres drove through an ice storm at 4 a.m. to revoke that order after another nurse found my proxy form."
Not my father.
A friend.
Marshall stepped forward.
"Harper, you're not thinking clearly. The medication. I have the report." I nodded to Whitaker.
He lifted the certified copy.
Timestamped 3:58 a.m. Your signature. Silence pressed like a physical force. "That wasn't all," I continued. "While I was in a coma, my father forged my name on a power of attorney, transferred my grandmother's house in Bellevue into his name, and took out a $395,000 mortgage against it.
The loan is frozen.
The deed transfer is being voided. Police have opened a forgery investigation." Marshall's face went gray. "That's absurd." Whitaker spoke next, calm, precise. "The original life estate deed is recorded. The POA is not in my firm's files.